Hello. Hello, good morning and good evening to everyone. So let's go to the daily chart, okay? And we also have the hourly. So if you see, we have taken out the sell side liquidity, okay? The previously low, but the low we have made it is really a shallow run. And also the low we have made it is on a 6 o'clock, so it is not going to hold a big importance in terms of low, okay, because whenever you are going to look for the highs and lows, you always have to prefer session liquidities or a session lows. So I'm going to mark down this sell side liquidity, okay. Sell side, this is the sell side liquidity for today. And also we are going to mark down the yesterday's PM session high, yesterday's high, previous day high, okay. So it is going to be on a 24,725. So right now we are inside the 1 hour fair value gap, and we have the open liquidity like an London high, and also we do have the Asia high also, because we have not taken out the liquidity. So this is the open liquidity for today's prediction. And also remember we having the SMT with ES also. So ES has taken out this low and Nasdaq has not taken out, so we have to keep this thing in our mind. This is the Asia high. Yeah, we have marked this thing as an liquidity on RTH chart, okay. This is the yesterday's AM session high, PM session high on our Nasdaq, PM session high, and this low, okay, this low and this low is almost at the same area. What I'm going to say, AM session low also. So we have marked the important levels, and let's wait for the more information. Let me check the 15-minute chart also. This is the 1 hour, and we are inside this fair value gap, right? And this is the 15-minute chart inside the 1 hour FEG, okay. Let's see how the price is going to hold, because what I am seeing right now, okay, on a 15-minute chart, that we are supporting the bullish fair value gaps and disrespecting the bearish fair value gap. So this is the first signature, this is the second signature, okay. And also, and we are holding those order blocks, so we will just wait and check it. Today is a Friday and we don't have any high impact news or medium impact news, so we will just check it, okay. Can you tell me how to find the opening range gap? So what you have to do for the opening range gap, you have to select this thing RTH, okay. So in RTH you have to check out the yesterday's closing low, okay, yesterday's session low. This will be the low, okay. This is the bearish candle, high, open, high, low, close, okay. So this is the where the closes happen. The opening is going to be on this one. So yesterday's opening and today's opening, you have to mark those things, and the main levels are the quadrants levels, okay. And if you are bearish, okay, let's say you are extremely bearish, then most of the time what you're going to do, that you're going to get a reaction from the 25% level. Most of the time what is going to happen, you're also going to get the reaction from the 50% level, okay. The thing is, if you have the breaker in this range, okay, then uh, most likely this gap is not going to fill. But if you have like this gap, okay, and yesterday uh, if I talk about this opening range gap, I have said one thing, that okay, we don't have any breaker, okay, and this is our range. So most likely we are going to fill this gap completely. And if you check in MOC, okay, market on close micro, it is starting at 15 o'clock. So market has filled this gap completely on on a regular trading hours. So this is what I look in a RTH chart. Most likely I just follow the one simple rule, that if I am closing the body over here, then most likely we are going to tap to the 25% 75% level, okay. But if I'm also going to close the body, most likely it is going to take out this high. Let me mark down the yesterday's PM session low also. This low. This is the yesterday's PM session low. It is going to start at 13:30 to 16 o'clock. And the low we have formed for the 7 o'clock. This is the low. This low. This low. This is the pre-market low, the 7 o'clock low. And this is going to be a pre-market high. So what I wanna see, how this fair value gap is going to react, okay. If price is going to tap this low without retracement, or if we are going to have a stop run over here and flip this gap, then most likely we are going to target this high and this high. So right now we are just waiting for the more information, because if you check, this is the opening range gap, the yesterday's one, and we have hit like an 25% level. To come from SMT, we need a more information, guys, okay. After taking out the sell side liquidity, okay, we do have a SMT, okay, we do have a SMT, But the thing is, it is sustainable or not. That is also the important, because what we have done, we have taken out the yesterday's PM session low, and this is the low on a RTH chart for the AM session yesterday's, and the same level we have over here also at a 6 o'clock. So that's why in this low we have not formed at a key area. That's why most likely we are going to take out this low if we are not going to get a reversal. Let's see. And also we have flipped this FPGs also, this one. Let's see how this is going to be, because we have retraced to the premium and we are getting reaction from this 1 hour fair value gap, and also this uh, premium fair value gap inside the 1 hour. If we get some like an order block, then we can easily target this low. But the structure right now, it is for me it is not good. Yesterday, if you see, once we hit our initial target, the market just went to the sideways. This is the inverted fair value gap. To have this inverted fair value gap, any short program, just waiting for the more information, bro. If price is reacting to this fair value gap, let's say, and if we create a 5 minute fair value gap, then if we get some kind of change in state of delivery on a short term, then it is going to be easy to target this low. Otherwise, entering in this in the middle of range, uh, I don't like to enter in the middle of range also. It can be problematic, because we have in after the 9:30 we have not taken out the buy side liquidity. We directly take out the sell side. And also, if you check the unrealized stealing range, this is the unrealized stealing range, the low, the high, and this is our target. So we are at 50% also. If we are breaking this thing, then most likely we are going to hit this low. Let's see how the price is reacting on closing on this week's. It is possible to share your charts. I'm sharing my chart, KP. No, I am not in a trade right now. We do have this order block, okay? And guys, make sure to like this trend. Thank you very much. And 85 people are watching. USD high was looking good, but after Monday's low, you can enable share on charts and share the link. No, I can't do this thing, bro. KP. Okay, so once the price is going to tap to this 5-minute FEG, okay, if we have the bearish order block, it is going to be more interesting to the short till this low, okay? But if we don't have an order block on a 5-minute, 1-minute price action is right now over here. If you are going to short at this area, it is going to be hard because we are already in a discount, and also we are in a at the level of the neckline of the dealing range. We also tap to this discount PDRS though, so we just need a one more confirmation before shorting to the downside. Yeah, thank you very much. I only watch the. I used to have the two monitor setups for the charts, but nowadays I only look for the daily or the 1 hour or a 15-minute, and this is the RTH chart. So this is only the simple setup I'm watching. Okay, so if we have a change in state of delivery over here, then only we are going to look for the shorts. Otherwise, we are not going to short anything. You have to make some kind of conditions whenever you are making out the scenarios for the long or a short. This is the 5-minute FEG, okay, and we are looking at, and inside this 5-minute FEG we have a premium FEG over here. So there is a real imbalance over here. How to control depression? I really don't know, bro. If I if I'm a great at technicals. I'm telling you, I'm a great at technicals. In psychology, I still struggle, and every emotion, I'm literally telling you guys that okay, this is where I'm going to get fucked up, and I'm telling you this thing even after trading after the 5 years. So improving the emotions and everything is based on also where you are living, and the thing is how you are reacting to those things also. In my trading, I always focused on a how do you have the SPX here? So okay, you have do you see the plus line plus icon over here after the MNQ? You have to tap over here and write the MES, and then you okay, so you have to put this thing like this. You have to click on a new pen. Okay, this is how you are going to get it. And you can also close it if you double tap on a free space. This is how you are going to get it. It is really nice that 90 people are watching me and it is the first time. Also, thank you very much, guys. Free market loan. Yeah, if your bias is bullish, you can take it. Okay, if your bias is bullish, if you can take it. If I right now what I am saying right now, that price is supporting this order block, but have not made any fair value gap. And on a 5 minute, we have a this distribution to the upper side. Let's see. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, bro. I am really putting very hard work in a live stream also. I have improved the mic also, I think. You guys don't have any issue in mic, right? But if anyone know how to make the mic quality better, because I have just installed their softwares and I'm not tweak anything. Soon I will do it, okay? Soon I will do it. So this FEG we have created at 9:30, okay? Okay, so most likely we are going to go to the downside, sell side liquidity. Just waiting for the close and going to take a small risk, okay? So I have to go trade with a very small risk. My stop loss is over here. We get a reaction from this FEG, okay? This is the 5-minute FEG and this is the premium 5-minute FEG high, okay? So looking for this low as in short term sell side, and also this low. So why I selected this order block and a change in state of delivery, because of we are getting a reaction from this FEG, okay? And most of the time if you see the 1 2 3 candle and we have a strong displacement to the downside, then this is the strong change in state of delivery inside the 5-minute FEG. My risk is on $250, okay, approx. And if price is going to take out my SL, there is not going to be issue. So let's see where is fair value gap. on this high. I have put my SL on this high, the 945 high. So what I'm expecting that we are going to respect this fair value gap. We have a change in state of delivery shorted over here at this area, and if we flip this gap, then most likely I'm not going to push the another trade because of this week. This is the 15-minute chart, okay? And also once we also close the body, then it is going to be interesting. And what you have to do, you have to put like this, okay? So market has taken out this sell side liquidity also, targeting this 24,349. 349, okay? It is going to be a good RR also. Because this low we have not made it it is not formed in a session, so that is the main reason. AM session low, okay? Yeah. So the full book it is going to be on a 24,324, another position. By the way, who taken out this cell with me? Anyone? And also I'm putting my SL to the break even because price has distributed to the it is we have a good display approx. I'm already up for the 1.3 RR, okay? So I have taken out my first position off and looking for the second one. Thank you very much, Trader Sharma. By the way, guys, can you please? Okay, I'm going to do the one poll over here. I would just wanna see that how many are Indians and how many those who know the English language. I just wanna know. So in future, if I wanted to do the live stream in Hindi, it is also going to be great. Just wanna say this thing. Let me start the poll over here. You just have to select English or Hindi, okay? But my target is I'm targeting this 24,000 3 to 4. The only thing I'm not marking this. I just don't want to give you the signals. I'm explaining you the everything beforehand, and as you know that I have tell you that I'm looking for bearish and this low. If I have a change in state of delivery, I'm going to short, and I took a short over here, put my stop loss over here, and I told you this told this thing, and also I told you how much risk I'm in. So everything is beforehand, so you guys are not going to complain me. Okay, you did not tell me or did not tell us anything like that. I'm removing this what to say, this gradient points. The gradient points is only going to helpful that this is the one pre-market low, okay, and this is the AM session low. So the 50% is where you can book your partials. or the 25% level, or the full book is on AM session low. And once the price is going to take out the AM session low, I'm going to explain the setups again. This breaker is going to be okay. It is going to be high probability. And also if you check the ES, so ES has not taken out this low. Let me check the RTH also. So even on RTH chart, we have not taken out this low. So that low is still going to be intact, okay? And this is the FEG or a bearish FEG we have at, and whenever you're going to look for the bearish FEGs and the bullish FEGs, you always have to align those things with the liquidity. This is the order block, okay? Yeah, that is the 1 hour sell side liquidity. I'm going to explain you once the price is going to take out this AM session low. I'm going to explain you everything, whichever question you're going to ask. Okay, so I'm going to share my trade, okay, over here. So this was the execution, the sell I took over here. We tapped to the fair value gap. We tapped to the premium fair value gap. That was the refined version of 5-minute FEG, okay. And also we took a shot on this change in state of delivery, and we have also formed the fair value gap, right? So this was my short at this level. This was the market order. I put my stop loss over here. I also told you guys that when the price was at this level, at this candle, I also telling you that I have took a risk of approx like $25 to $50, okay. And what I'm going to do, that I'm going to target this low somewhere about this low and the AM session low, right? What is this red box? But guys, you have seen the execution, right? So I'm going to move to the charts and explain you what was the setups and everything and how I executed, okay? So our trade is already finished, okay? This was the one trade, TP, okay? Daily, okay? This is the daily chart. And also the 24,000 to 24,212 can be also the draw on liquidity for today's price action, today's day. It is the weekly low, previous week low. Okay, previous week low. Yeah, the 24,212. So what you have to do, like, you have to put this line pip, and you have to do like this. So by this you're going to get the event horizon at 24,268. Yeah, this was the 5 minute and a 1 minute IFEG. This was the 15 minute IFEG. Okay, and this was the 5 minute IFEG. And you guys are going to see how this price action is going to see the reaction in this quadrants also. So these levels are not a random. And also what you can do, that you can also pull this thing with this levels and this deviation, and we have the -2 and -2.5 at the same level. So the major liquidity we have already taken out, the AM session low. Okay, the low I have marked over here, it is the random low. It is not a random low in a ETH chart, but on a RTH chart we don't have the level, right? So that's why for me the previous week low is a random low on RTH chart, so it is not going to hold any importance in RTH. So you guys understand how to mark the draw on liquidities on the session liquidities or the liquidity. And we have taken out the 50% level, the quadrant level, and right now we are pushing to the 75% level, 24,241, and I think we are going to hit the previous week low. I'm still doing I don't think that I'm really better at explaining, but I'm doing my best to explain and why I'm taking a trade, what is my risk, and how I'm going to look this trade, as in how I'm also approaching this day. I'm telling you everything almost. But there is no 9:30 manipulation to take a shot. So if you see over here, okay, the low we have made, it is on 6 o'clock. This low is not a, it is not going to hold any importance. So you have to understand this thing. And when you have getting, when you are getting a reaction from internal range liquidity above the premium, okay, and we have also taken out the liquidity inside this, we'll tap to the 25% quadrant level. So what was the what's that, how I get a confirmation that okay, I wanted to short. So by doing this thing, so we was having the big FEG, right? Big FEG. This is the 5 minute FEG. There is an, you have to understand how to refine the FEG, how much FEG it can rebalance. Okay, that is also the important thing. How much FEG, how much expect, how you are going to, how much expectation you are going to keep at this fair value gap. So if you see, this is the real imbalance, this high 50% to this low, but you can also say this one. Okay, so the gap is really big, right? So that's why we have the 50% level. So I will take this question later on. Okay, you can ask me later on if I forget. Okay, but yeah. So this is the premium fair value gap. This is, you can also call this thing as a refined fair value gap. After tapping out to the higher time frame 5-minute FEG, we have a bearish structure right now. We have taken out the market structure shift over here also and over here also. We have the high resistance liquidity run. This is the high resistance liquidity run, and we have taken out this low, this low, and this low. So this is all the market structure shift. We got a reaction from this 1 hour fair value gap. Check out, and this is the midnight. Okay, we did not did any manipulation. This is the open liquidity. I think it is going to, on a Monday we are going to take out these highs, but yeah, this is the open liquidity. But this is also the initial low, the high we have formed at a session highs. So it can be the, it can stay, right? And also if you see the midnight 00 and also the 8:30, if you are not doing any big manipulation to the midnight and 8:30, then most likely the low we have formed at a 6 o'clock, okay, it is going to take out. That is the another scenario. This is what I look in terms of price action. The thing is over here, okay, so we have flipped this gap. Okay, we also have the FEGs over here, inverted fair value gaps. These fair value gaps are also going to hold the more importance as compared to the random fair value gaps, because the gaps we have formed over here, it is in a session. So why the sessions are important, because we have the high volume on the random sessions like London, or a lunch kill zone, or a London kill zone, not a London kill zone, the London lunch kill zone. Okay, lunch hour. So most most of the time those price action are going to be in a consolidation. That's why we always look for the session liquidity or session highs and lows to stay intact, that it is going to, okay, so market has put the high of the day over here, so most likely the AM session is going to trade to the downside. So which liquidity we have the PM session low, we have the AM session low. So even though we do have the liquidities, right, this is our targets, but we want to see the structure also. So that's why once we have the change in state of delivery after tapping out the fair value gap, we also form the another fair value gap. And if you see over here, we tapped the 50% and another change in state of delivery, this become the proportional block. And this big displacement, then I book on this candle. Okay, this candle, the 70 to 80%, 70% to 80%, and left the only one contract till this low, the AM session low. So this is how you have to look for. And right now if you see over here, see the reaction which we are getting from the 50% level. So this is how the event horizon is working. You can ask me any questions. I'm going to keep this live stream till 10:30, or we can also do the tape reading more. And this fair value gap also more important, because of the, it is aligning to the kill session fair value gaps, right? So this is the bearish fair value gap. Can you explain me the BPR, balance price range? I think I need to. So Balance price range is the, it is really the deep thing. I will explain you with the examples. Right now I don't have the examples. There are the two balance price range. The one way the price is so balanced, right, and in terms of range, okay. The another one, it is just an PD array. So like this is the balance price range. This is the first example, and you have to mark down the this low till this high. This is the balance price range. Hello money minds. If anyone is in short and they have taken out the position, okay, most of them, they can hold their trade till this low, okay. Once we have the good closing in this price action, we don't have any fair value gap. And also if we close below this order block, we are going to have the distribution to the downside. Do we need to consider SMT as well before trade? Trader Sharma, it depends on your model also, and the SMT is only going to, SMT is, you have to understand one thing, that what is the use of SMT, the smart money reversal or smart money technique. So the use of SMT is to decide, do we have the manipulation or the distribution. But if you are using it in the against the auto flow or any other thing, then it is going to give you the so many losses, because of the SMT also I have suffered a lot in a back days. So that's why for me SMT, if I have a SMT it is good, if I don't have an SMT it is also good. So when you have the SMT in your favor, you can risk a little bit more. This is what you can do in your trading. You did not take the partial at 24,378. 378. No, I did not took the partial on this on this sell side liquidity, because I have shorted over here. So I once the price has did this thing, then I have exited over here the 70% position. This is the 5 minute again. 5 minute FEG. Bearish FEG. Where is the bearish FEG? Yeah. By the way, guys, the 65 people are watching, and if you really like my live stream and if you really like my explanation and beforehand, I have given the trade for you guys, okay? If you really like it, please hit the like button. I'm going to watch that movie tomorrow. We'll go with my friends. Tomorrow is a Saturday, so evening. On Sunday, I have to go for trekking. Thank you very much, trader. Yeah, it is really important when to use the concept and when not to use the concept. Where to start initial marking before the planning the trade, and what marking do we need. So if I was you, okay, I'm going to mark down the, first of all, let me, okay, I'm going to mark down the session liquidities, okay, the key fair value gaps on a 15 minute or a 1 hour. And after the 9:30, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check out the how those levels are working. Okay, if if they have the structure, a really good structure, then only we are going to push the button, otherwise we are not going to push. Also we have to check, okay, what is our order flow. Like, also, if you also you can also refer the session profiles or the daily profiles. Okay, if you guys have not watched the month 10 video about the index, that is really that important. Those four videos are really important. You can also use the volume indicator to understand, okay, do we have the manipulation or not, the stop runs. There is a two way to decide, okay, we have the manipulation with the volume and with the SMT. Show the tool. Okay, then volume. So what the ICT was saying, that if you see over here, if price was taking out this high, okay, and then if you have the low volume after taking, if, okay, then you're going to see that, okay, this is the stop run. This is what as it is explaining in month 10 video. You have to watch it. It is only the four videos. The another video, another thing I'm using this, but I'm not using always. Go to the core content and month 10, the index videos. There are going to be the four videos about the index. He's going to talk about this mm, the AM session profile, the PM session profile. Okay, this is what he is going to talk. Which ICT series you suggest, bro? If I wanted to study, okay, I will go for the 16-17 mentorship. If I was completely new, then what I'm going to do, I will just watch the 2022 mentorship just to understand that what this person is teaching me, what is his base concepts, the what he really trying to teach me. Okay, and if I'm understanding his concepts and everything, then you can go for the core mentorship like in 16-17 mentorship. And also after finishing that thing, I will refer like 2021 mentorship at least, because this is where I have studied. And the 23 mentorship, the 23 mentorship is really important for the NQ, because this is where he has taught about many things like new week opening gap or the opening range gaps. I have learned only the two things from 23. The rest of whatever he is teaching over there, he has already taught in 21. But you have to be profitable at 15 5 minute first, okay, or a session or a 1 hour, and then you have to move to the 1 minute charts. Otherwise it is going to be really hard to trade on a 1 minute. 1 hour to trade. Yeah. So for beginner, which time should we start with? I think you should go for the daily, weekly, okay, for the bias and everything narrative. If you don't have, if daily is choppy, then you can refer to the 4 hour, and then you can go for the 15 minute and 5 minute and 1 hour. This time frame you should look. How much time did you take to? Bro, I have watched almost everything. So how many trades do you take? If Raj, if the first trade is a profitable, okay, and my max risk has not been hit, like in $300 to $400 or a $350 max, or a $300 most of the time, and the market conditions are really good, then only I'm going to risk the another trade. Otherwise, I'm not going to push the second trade, because in my trading, what I have seen, like if my first trade is in loss, okay, and if the market condition is really not good, the basically I'm going to push the second trade forcefully. That's why I'm just following my rules, and the another day is always going to come, so you don't have to worry. What? How much? It took me so much time, Trader Sharma. It took me so much time, like in 3 years, 4 years, also 3 years also, or 2.5 years also. When you watch him and take a notes and study everything, this is where the real struggle is going to start. I have not studied this thing like uh, where I'm from Nasik, Maharashtra, Nasik. Yes, my confluence was the also the 1 hour fair value gap, internal to external range, okay, and also we was having the liquidity, the draw on liquidity. Don't need a manipulation always. If you have this high resistance liquidity run, the thing is with the manipulation, okay, you have to check like, okay, how, how this fair value gap is going to trade. If this fair value gap is flipping, then most likely this is the manipulation, and we are going to have the distribution to the upper side. And what was our draw on liquidity? Then the ORGCE and the 20 75% and the 100%. This is what I will look for if we was flipping this gap. But what we did, we had a reaction on this candle, and we took a shot over here after having a reaction, after happening those things. And then we check out the which draw on liquidity, which session liquidity we can look for. Then we look for this AM session low, okay. This AM session low also formed at 6 o'clock, so this is not a session low, right? So most of the time, that if you have the low that has been formed at a 6 o'clock or a 5 o'clock, then those lows are not going to hold. So this is where you have to look for the stop runs. Thank you very much, really. So you waited extra long, even though. Yeah, it can go, bro. If you watch my live stream, okay, I always wait for the confirmation rather than jumping on a trade, because taking a trade is really easy, but holding that trade and building the narrative and double checking the bias. Okay, that is the hardest one. Because anyone can take a trade. You can also push the button, you can push the random 5 trades in a row, but the thing is how you're going to come from those trades. You can be wrong, it is a part of the game, but how you're going to do it. I have already finished my business, and you guys has chance to ask any questions. So the important session is session highs and lows. Yeah, exactly. There are the hierarchy in a session liquidity also, and I really wanted to talk about that thing, but maybe I will explain those things later on, because if you have the PDRA matrix, uh, like in matrix, right? You have to look for the breaker and everything, right? Breaker, then FEGs and all those things. There is an hierarchy for the liquidity also, which session liquidity is holding the more importance. You can look for the 15 5 minute if you are watching the 1 hour. Yeah, it's the 7 o'clock to 9:30. It is the actual pre-market highs and lows, and the 8:30 to 9:30 when the pre-market has the big expansion. So this is how I condition myself when to take out the when to look for the 7 o'clock high and low, and when to look for the 8:30 highs and lows. So yesterday we prefer the 8:30 high because the pre-market was pre-market was having the big expansion. And once the price has hit the major target and the event horizon, and also the thing, I don't look for the market. So that's why my stream is always going to be on a 9:30, 9:20 to 10:30. It is going to be 1 hour 10 minutes. So the most of my business is going to finish, or my trade is going to finish at this time only. Raj, I really wanted to be a content creator on this, and I don't do much things. I wanted to build more and more rental incomes. Like I wanted to buy the more shops and the office, so I can rent those things and have the passive income. Sure, bro. And don't forget if yeah, Sh- Sh- Sharma. By the way, what is your good name? What is your first name? Do you use the first present? I don't use it. Okay. I know how to use it. The first presented fair value gaps and everything, but I don't use it always. If I see, I will take it. If I don't see, I will just ignore it. So don't marry a concept. Don't marry the bias and everything. So Devendra. Yeah, by the way, it is the funny that in 2022 or the 21, I think, I was planning for the Australia. Okay, but that time I started trading also. It has, I think 2022, but I already in a trading, and it was the 1 year, and I was checking the Australia time and comparing with the NY, and the NY session is starting at 10 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, right? In night, in evening, 10 o'clock p.m. So that's why I completely dropped the Australia plan and start looking for the USA. But it is really hard to it is really hard to go for USA right now, at least. If I hit the 100K, then I can easily get the uh, influencer visa. Before you end the stream, just give me the brief all the trades you took from the Monday to Friday. I'm going to make a video on this, okay? Because on tomorrow or on a Sunday, I'm going to talk about my trades and everything, how I took it, why I took it, okay? The bias and everything. What was your bias for today? I was having the short bias today, but I was also checking for the more conferences because we was in a deep discount. Yeah, I wanna trade. Look, even in India right now, okay, the NY session is starting at 7 o'clock, and I really don't like to trade at 7 o'clock. I'm telling you guys, it is really hard if you're not sleeping at afternoon. If you're not taking any sleep, then you will be so exhausted, and because you have to focus only on 1 hour, you don't have to bring any thoughts in your mind and everything. Did you take any trade today? I took a trade. You can see this trade. This is the short trade I have took. And also I have tell you guys that I'm taking a short. My stop loss is over here. I'm going to book something over here. My initial target is going to be on AM session low. Khalid, you can go to the RTH chart and you can easily mark those level, the PM session low and the AM session low. I will just think and check it, but right now the US is also in a war somewhere, how, and also we was having the war in Iran, and I really don't wanted to comment on wars, but yeah, so I will just take a more time, and I don't know about the Europe. I really wanted to travel the Europe and other places. At the end, my goal is at the end my goal is to have the rental incomes, okay, and travel the world. Of course, I'm going to open the LLC in Dubai for the better tax. But the thing is, I will move to the these countries in future if I have the $1 million payout. No, I did not mark those. I did not mark the 930 fair value gap as in first presented fair value gap. Actually, my sister is CA. I don't pay anything to my CA unless yeah, only the tax I do. I do. Don't you go to the Dubai? Dubai is a really nice place, but yeah, but I will check it, bro. I will. I don't want it to stay in Dubai, but I will open a LLC over there. My uncle is living in Dubai for the last 17 years. So that is not a problem. But yeah, yeah, it cannot be 9:30 because if you was opening below the 9:30, okay, then yeah. If I take all your trades during this last life, Maldives, look, I don't I don't give signals. You can come over here and you can study my all the trades and everything. Right, but I'm not giving you the signals, and you should not put any risk just because I'm giving the trades and giving the signals and everything. If you check the description, it is NFA. I'm not a financial advisor. My age is 27. Let me check the first presented farewell again. Yeah, the 950 one is the first presented farewell gap. This is the really small tiny farewell gap. Let me check this gap. This low to this high. Okay. You can also uh, I really don't like to have this small farewell gaps. I like to have the big one. Power, where did you execute your trade and why you took a buy two times? What was your confidence? These sessions are meant to be for the understanding how I'm executing, what is my model, and how I'm treating those PD arrays, and also how I'm confirming those higher time frame PD arrays to the lower time frame. This is how you should study, and easily you can passing account is the another thing. Look, if you follow the rules, even if you are trading the EMAs, you can hit the you can pass. Okay, after taking, if once you have a funded, after if you take a loss, okay, eventually you're going to take a loss. After taking a loss, how you're going to react on those losses, that is the another story. So the 950 fair value gap is still good, but it was in a really in a discount unless and until how much points you targeted. Power, whenever you're going to look for the draw on liquidities and the fair value gaps, always look for the session fair value gaps, and also check the do we have the important low or not. Okay, otherwise it will be hard for you. Yeah, market is really hard right now, but still we are managing to scalp, and we are not holding our position for the big targets. Still it is the above the 1 RR and 1.3, 1.4. This is what I target usually. So even if I see like this, like you risk the $60 to make $100. Okay, so after having the $60, it was the 1 hour, and after having the more 40 points, then it is the almost 1.4 to 1.5 RR. Most of my targets are always going to be like that only. You can see over here how much RR I'm capturing. My stop loss was almost over here, 50 points, you can say 48 points. And my first book was over here, you can see, okay, somewhere over here. So 1.3 RR. My one lot was exited over here. So the 97 points, okay. So I have targeted almost 97 points. So it was the 2 RR trade. I'm not targeting the big RRs. By the way, guys, if you're going to buy any account, you can use the from PERK, and you can also use the PERK as a code. It is going to help me out to host the more giveaways on this channel. And in future, if I have a chance, we can host in a week like 3 to 4 giveaways always in a live stream. I will just spin the wheel, and anyone in this live stream, that guy is going to get a code, so he can buy the account. It can be the 25k, 50k, or the 100k. Do you have set the time? No, I have not did this, but after the 9:30 to 10:30, most of my setups are going to form inside this first 1 hour. Okay, guys, you can ask me the questions on my Discord. I'm going to close the list live stream. If anyone is in trade and thinking, okay, I can target more, and then they can use the previous week low as a target. Okay, we have formed the equal lows, and this is the low resistance liquidity run, but we are still in a deep discount. I don't recommend anyone that, okay, take another trade in at this range. Okay, we have already done the damage to the sell side liquidity, and also we have taken out this sell side liquidity, so there is nothing. Okay, this is the low we have formed, and almost we have closed below this thing. Okay, if we have the close, then we can look for this lows in future. Okay, but right now we have done for the business and everything. I'm not going to look any trades. I have took a trade in front of you guys. I tell you the stop loss target and everything. I think this is enough. There is no need to show you the how much risk I'm pulling and everything. Okay, in future, of course, I'm going to do this. Of course, I'm going to do this, but I'm confident in my trades and explaining you guys that why I'm taking a trade and which levels I'm marking and which sessions I'm marking. This is the important thing for you guys. I hope, guys, you enjoy this live stream, and surely we are going to meet on Monday. And GG, and take a rest, chill, take a chill pill. Okay, bye bye, guys.